Hello.
Hi. Oh, I'm so
Am I
glad you.
listening to Rob Thomas?
Who is
No.
that? I couldn't hear.
No. It's a big no. I'll
Okay,
turn it down. No. Sorry.
it's okay.
Definitely no Rob Thomas for me.
I don't even know who Rob Thomas is.
He's
Thank you for knowing who he's not. That is such a good thing. I love this scope already.
great. Did you just call in to
I
call
mean,
in?
I'll tell you this. Here's the thing with music, and it is an art, and it's wonderful, and we all have opinions of what's good and not, and when it goes commercial, when it's really not good, it is such a negative look on the art.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, like it really hurts it.
Right.
When you sell out and you suck, man, that's terrible. It's like it can't get worse.
Right. Wait, Bobby, can you call back in a little bit? Let me just start the intro to this show, and then I want to ask you a question.
You want me to call back? How
Yeah.
do I do this? What do you mean? I'm
Do
here right now. I'll shut
no,
up.
no, I'm about to shoot my little podcast joint. Let me just do the
Hit it.
intro, and then you're gonna call right back.
All right.
All right. He came in with the music.
I mean, his own little intro and all that.
Right. What's good, y'all? Are we recording? What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Life's a Joke, where me and the people around me, usually on this show, are surrounded by comedians in one way or another, and we talk about what life is like with them. It's not all fun and games, and it's very much real life, but it is a good time. I will say that it's always fun. Today I have a very special guest. First of all, let me just point out, yes, I'm alone. I don't have my co-host with me. They are doing other things. They just found other things to do than hang out with me. They're tired of me. They did see me a lot this weekend. We had double game night this weekend, which you were missing.
Double game night?
We had double game night. But he got a job, so he can't take.
Full-time worker now.
But yes, my special guest, Cerain Baker.
What's up, y'all?
For those who don't know, this is Tony Baker's oldest son. How are you?
I'm doing good. Really?
good.
I'm doing actually really good.
I'm actually really excited because I've been trying to get you on this. I've been trying to, we tried once before, and it was just too early. But I got you up now.
I'm good. I'm here now.
Yeah.
I'm good now.
It's very exciting. Let's just do a little, what do you do? What are you about? Where can people find you? I like starting off like that.
Okay. Well, you can find me on Instagram, certifiedcb_. Also, I do music. I really love music. And right now, I'm over here trying to focus on getting my cheddar, stacking them chips. That's pretty much it.
I mean, I feel you on that. When it comes to your music, let's start with that, because I actually shouted out your music 2 episodes ago. Where can people find you? What can people expect when they find your music? What are we talking about here? Are you singing? Are you country? What's up?
Well, you can find my music on all platforms.
Yes.
Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, don't matter. And then
Unlike this podcast.
with my I got some new tracks that's on the way with me actually singing in some parts.
Oh, you pulling a Drake?
More some Chris Brown type.
Oh, not even Drake. He said better.
And usually you'll look at some real rap though. I'm just not speaking on some gibberish, or I'm actually saying stuff and saying words and stuff like that. So
It's not Mumble City.
it's not Mumble City. I actually take time in my stuff. So
That's true. I do hear every word you say on your songs, and I appreciate that a lot. Especially you being the age that you are. You want to put your age out there?
I'm 19 years old.
Yeah, so at this age and this generation, music's a little, I don't know. I come from the East Coast during a time 90s hip hop raised me, so that's my background when it comes to hip hop and all that stuff. But today's music is so different, and it almost seems like a lot of rappers don't even have to try anymore.
Yeah, to be
Like-
honest, yeah.
Like you could get a face tattoo and repeat yourself over a decent track, like a beat, and then you can make millions. How do you feel about that?
To be honest, I just feel like everybody in their own lane.
Mm-hmm.
So I know like my music, has good quality to it. So I know at one point, it's finna pop or something.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely. I feel like the more you work on your craft and the
Yeah.
better you get and the more like fluid it is to you and
Mhm.
natural it comes to you,
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll really pick up. And also with the support of everybody that you
Yeah.
have.
That's what I was telling one of my friends yesterday when I went to the studio. That like even like, cause I started doing music last December,
Mhm.
and like that was my first time really actually writing to a beat.
I remember that.
And like when I first started, it was like okay, and I just didn't think it was like but I actually stuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I'm trying to write like something every day,
Mm-hmm.
and then as like I kept going, then I would be able to see in myself like, oh yeah, I'm improving, because I listened to from like how my old stuff like on SoundCloud was
Mm-hmm.
compared to my stuff now. And so right now I'm just trying to make sure and build like my team, so I got everything
Right.
together, and make sure everything good.
How did your dad take, like, how did he react when you're like, hey, I'm gonna do music?
To be honest, I didn't think he was really messing with it like that. But then, my most recent track that I dropped, he actually said that he liked it. So I'm like, oh, this one, and it's doing pretty good with the numbers.
Mhm.
I was surprised. I looked yesterday, and I'm like, oh snap, like this is doing pretty good.
It is really good. I will say from the first song that I heard to this last one, you can hear you're getting your own flow.
That's
You know what I mean? You're creating your own sound that you feel comfortable in.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, it just sounded like you were trying to figure that out, but now you're coming into your own
Exactly.
artistry, and it's dope. It's really dope. I think you have a bright future, especially if you just keep on working on it, and it's not just like it's for now.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're working, like you have a regular job
Mm-hmm.
on top of, like, you really want to make this work, because I'm sure a lot of that money that you're actually making is going towards your craft.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's dope.
Yep.
That's dope.
And that's crazy that you said that, though, because I was really, my main focus when I first started was making and finding out my own sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I like figured it out, then I'm like, okay, it's go time. Now I know, like, and I try to switch up, like, if you really listen, like the track that I worked on yesterday, I really tried to put in like different flow styles.
Mm-hmm.
So if you when it's out and you actually listen to it,
Mm-hmm.
you could tell like, oh snap, he's switching up the flow like a whole bunch of times on there, and it sounds nice. So
That's good, because that's what Drake does, and he appeals to everyone.
mm-hmm.
Like he's a chameleon when it comes to music that he makes,
Mm-hmm.
because he's able to do so many different flows. He's able to sing. He's able to like get on a reggae track. He was on a bachata, like singing Spanish.
Yeah.
He was able to go all over the place. And I think that ability is just going to take you so much further.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you don't want to get comfortable in one flow.
Yeah.
You don't.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's almost like musical death.
Yeah, it gets boring
Right.
at a certain
And
point.
the fact that you're at the beginning of your career,
Yeah.
learning like, all right, let me do this, let me try that, that's important, and it's just amazing. And it's amazing to watch the growth, because like I said, I remember your dad telling me like, oh yeah, he's gonna start making music. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
let's see what happens. Like I was excited to see
Mm-hmm.
what comes of it, because I think you're a really bright person, and like you come from a creative background, so it's just like, why not?
And the thing that's to me that was weird, like when I was playing football, though, I never thought about me doing music, but I always listened to music.
Mm-hmm.
And like even if I'm in the locker room, I'm over there banging on the lockers,
Right.
making beats and stuff, getting everybody hype. And then like once I actually started doing it, then I'm like, low key, like I always had a sound for music and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
but I just never thought. And then And then I just wanted to try it. And it's like when I first started too, I didn't get that much like backlash from it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, cause usually when people start music, they like, oh, don't even like, even when it's like your first, but people are saying like, nah, this is actually good. Even for my first, I'm like, what? And so I always try to improve off of like my last track to make it better.
Right.
And like, I've been seeing like, you know, me improving in certain stuff. And then there is some points too where I'm just like having like writer's block. And I'm just over here, I don't know what to write about. And so I'll just take a little break for a couple of days and then come back to it.
That's the best thing to do, is not beat yourself up, take a break, and then come back to it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
A lot of people beat themselves up, and it'll further block their brain from trying to create anything.
Yeah.
So that's good that you know to like, okay, let me just relax, live my life, and then when it comes to me, it comes to me.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to force anything.
You don't.
You don't want to force anything. You played football.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think that like when you were playing football, let me set it up like this. How did you feel? Did you feel like, okay, this is it? And now that you are in the music lane, do you feel that this is more of your calling than football? Like, do you feel different? Or is it kind of like, I would have liked for my football career to like take off, but I'm okay with music to be the thing? Or it's like, yo, music makes me feel so much more better than football. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, football, I still love football. You know, like I went to the SC game, the first one, and I was still like on the field. I was looking on the field, like, dang, like I wish I was out there right now.
Right.
But the main reason, like, I started really losing, like, you know, my passion for football is I messed up my back.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I messed up my back, like, you know, I'm at practice and I'm in pain. So now I really just stopped losing the fun part in football.
Right.
And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not even trying to play no more. And then I started to really think ahead, like, do I actually see myself making it to the league? Because if I'm not going to make it to the league, I just don't want to waste my time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then I started hanging out with this other rapper. His name's Tay Fetty. And he hangs out with, I don't know if you know, like, that Shoreline Mafia little group. It's like a rapping group out here in L.A.
Okay.
And, like, he hangs out with them a lot. And so he was just showing me, like, beats. And I'm like, you know what? Send me a beat. I'm going to just try to. And so he, like, really, like, you know, helped me with my first track. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And then once I really actually started getting the feel of it, I'm like, oh, I could actually really, like, stick with this. And then now knowing that there's a chance that I could, you know, like, be really, really good at it, then it was keeping me, like, more driven. And I really actually really enjoy music.
Right. And less injuries.
Yeah, less injuries. For
Way
real.
less injuries in this booth than on the field. Let's get to one of the main reasons I brought you here. What's it like having Tony Baker as your father? Like, when did you realize your dad was funny? Because a lot of people, I mean, my father's hilarious, so I always was like, my dad is so funny, and I loved having him around because he made everyone laugh.
Yeah.
But I noticed that, you know, some people just think their parents are corny and stuff like that.
I don't think he's corny.
Yeah, like, what is your relationship with your father like? And did comedy change anything? Like, when he really started getting into comedy, did it change your relationship or how you viewed him? Or, like, just, I don't know, just tell me how you feel.
To be honest, when back in the day, he used to always play Xbox, like with my uncles and stuff like that. And so me and my brother just watch him play, and he'll be pretty funny. Like, as he's on the mic, he's talking and stuff like that. And we would just watch him play, like, Gears of War or, like, Rainbow Six. We just be, like, laughing and stuff. And then, like, there was a point, probably, like, middle school and, like, maybe, like, freshman year, where, like, everything he was saying, just couldn't stop laughing. I don't know why. And it was just, like, I just kept laughing. Then I'm thinking, like, and he'll be like, why you keep laughing at me, this, that. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know, it's just too much funny stuff. But he's actually really funny, though, in real life.
He is. He's
like, naturally funny.
Yeah, he's definitely, like, sometimes, even when he's trying to be serious, I'm just like, yep,
And I laugh a lot. A lot of people who be tapping in with the Who Smile First, they know.
Oh, yeah. You are an easy target when it comes to laughing. Like, Who Smiles First? If y'all want to feel good about yourself, play him. Because
I'll bring your self-esteem up, for real.
Right.
Yeah, nah, but he and like with my relationship with him,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as I'm getting older and stuff like that, I've been like really like, you know, I'm able to keep it actually like real with my parents now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like, you know, I really gotta hide stuff and stuff like that. And like me and my dad will have like a lot of full like real conversations now.
Right.
And like sometimes, you know, we don't hang out as much, but you
Mhm.
know, I'm still like, you know, trying to figure out like, you know, my own stuff that I would want to do.
Right.
And so I know he be feeling like, oh, y'all don't want to see me, this, that, but you know,
Right. Right.
he,
Oh
he,
yeah.
he, you know, he, like when we talk and stuff, it'll be like a real conversation, like a man-to-man conversation. I appreciate him for that. So it's
Mhm.
not like, and me viewing him, I don't see him as like how other people see him. I just see him as
Right.
my dad. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so like I've been knowing him since when he was at the bottom and then to where he at now.
Right.
So it's not like, and he's been the same too. It's not like he acts different. He's just been the same.
And it's very important to say that you view him as exactly who he is, because a lot of people come up to me like, yo, do you ever look at him and just be like, Kirkpatrick? I'm like, no. Like none of that comes to my mind when
Yeah.
I'm looking at him, because I just see him as Tony Baker, the human.
Yeah.
And then he just so happens to be a comedian on top of that. And one thing I will say, watching him be a father
Mm-hmm.
is so dope,
Mhm.
because I appreciate the way he treats you guys.
Yeah.
And like, he doesn't treat you guys like children, or, you know, like some parents tend to be like, that's my baby forever. But he
Yeah.
he legit acts accordingly,
Mm-hmm.
like when it comes to you guys.
Mhm.
And I like watching that. Like, it's a dope, you know, just as somebody on the outside, because I'm outside of the family. Like, yes, I'm in your father's life, but
Mhm.
like, you guys are you guys, and
Mhm.
I'm very well aware, and I like respect that.
Mm-hmm.
And as somebody from the outside looking in, I'm like, I like that. I like them. Like, I think what
Yeah.
you guys have is so dope.
Yeah.
And even with your brother, like your brother going away to college, I was
Yeah.
like, he got this. And he's like, I might fold. I'm like, he got this.
Yeah, nah. I wasn't even really tripping when Cecilia was about to leave because one, like after me being there with them in San Francisco and seeing like how he's enjoying his school,
Right.
then I'm like, okay, it's a good spot for him. He's gonna be cool here.
Right.
And like he likes it there too, so I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, ain't nothing really.
And I think your parents did such a good job with both of you
Mm-hmm.
that independence is gonna just come naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like especially like Sincere is just he is who he is,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's so like, all right, just
Yeah.
chill and
He's super laid back. I don't
he's
know.
like, all right, cool.
He's
Oh,
super
yeah,
laid.
sure. You know,
Sometimes I'll be extremely hype around him. He be
Sincere's hilarious though.
yeah, nah, he's funny
He's
too.
as calm and chill and like not soft spoken, but like I don't know what the right word is, but like he's just on the same kind of level at all times, but he can be hilarious with it. Like he could be super excited, but his voice is just like the same.
Yeah.
At all times.
Only time I really seen him like with pure emotion is when he's on his little what's it called? What's the game called? What's it called? The game he always plays?
It's not Fortnite, right?
Nah, not Fortnite. Apex.
Oh, Apex. Yeah, that's
He's banging the table. Watch out, like boom. If he dies, he be upset.
that's funny.
Dang, it's really serious business over there.
That's so funny. I had
That's
so many
a whole
questions.
nother side of him for real.
Oh yeah, I would love to get Sincere on here too, because I know he'll just be like, you know,
Yeah,
who
he's
Sincere reminds me of. This is such a stupid. But I've been watching Bob's Burgers a lot. He reminds me of Tina Belcher in the way he like talks, but he's so like she's very passionate about stuff,
Yeah.
but very calm and
Mhm.
cool about it, and that reminds me of Sincere. Like he's passionate about video games, and he's
Yeah.
passionate about like he's schooling and all that,
Mhm.
getting stuff done, but he's just like whatever about it.
Yeah, he puts on like it's whatever, but he really be caring about
Oh, he
it.
cares, and you can see it, and
Yeah.
it's dope. Like I said, your parents did a great
Yeah.
job on both of
Mhm.
you guys. Now this question is gonna be not personal, but like I know people are wondering, when I came into the picture, how did you feel?
I remember the day he told us, to be honest.
I was so, first let me tell you, I was so nervous. I was like, oh, you have fully grown children? Okay. All right. Okay.
I remember that day. Nah, he just saying, I think, what was it? I don't know. I think he sent a text saying like, hey, I got a girlfriend now, this, that. And I looked at the message. I said, you see this? I'm downstairs. He on the little computer. He's like, oh, snap. And I did a joke, and I was playing with him. I was like, oh, her name's Sabrina, because at the time I had an ex named Sabrina. And so I'm like, oh, nah, I don't mess with her. Her name's Sabrina, this, that, third. And he thought I was being serious. Yeah. I was like, nah, I'm just playing. But nah, you cool, though. I ain't even, you feel me? Like, it was always been good, like, you know, good vibes with you and stuff like that. So it ain't even like, it was never really like that awkward moment where it's like, or not for me at least, but you know, that awkward moment where it's like, oh, who's this new girl? Whatever.
Right.
Nah, it was cool.
Right. Yeah, I definitely appreciate the way you guys treated me. Because, you know, you guys could have been like, who's this? And like, and I would have had to take it. Because like, what am I going to say? Like, I would have just cried and be like, all right, guys, okay. But I do appreciate that you guys never made me feel uncomfortable. And you guys gave me a chance to get to know you guys. Yeah. Like, you know, it was never like, the fact that we're here right now, like, you don't have to be here. But I appreciate the fact that you are. And me and you can hang out, just us. Yeah. Without your dad. And it's not, and same thing with Sincere. Like, we went to Comic-Con, and then your dad had to leave, and me and Sincere had to drive back.
Oh, I remember that.
And it wasn't awkward or anything. Like, you guys make me feel comfortable, and I always want to say I appreciate that a lot. Because coming into a relationship with somebody who has fully grown adult children, it's stupid. But you know what I mean? Like, even at like, you how old was it? Was 2017 when I came into the picture, so you were 17. I was 17. And you could have easily been like, whatever. I forgot where I was going. I just lost my train of thought. I was everywhere with it. I was like,
with me and my brother could have been like, you know, not really messing with you and stuff. Right. But we actually let you in or whatever. Yeah. And I remember when we went to Hawaii, we was, you feel me, on the same cart. We was turning up on that little cart. Right. Over there active.
Yeah. And I always tell Tony, I'm like, man, I appreciate your kids, man. And I'm always like rooting for you guys and in general. And I don't know your mom. I've only met your mom once.
Really?
But I've only met her in person once. Oh. I know, this whole time. But I always tell Tony too, like, I appreciate, even though I don't know her like that, but I do appreciate and I respect what you guys have. You know what I mean? I respect the closeness, because, you know, sometimes people will come in and be like, oh, nah, you better stay away from that. And like, I've never came into this relationship with that attitude. Yeah. I actually encourage your dad to be close to your mom because it's necessary. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like it's so necessary for you all to keep that family unit no matter what. Yeah. And but I do appreciate the way that, because your mom has a lot to do with the way you guys are raised. So I appreciate her for raising you guys like that and accepting me. So.
And also my mom too. She don't even be like, you know, some people be like, oh, don't even bring up your dad's girlfriend. Nah, like, I talked to my mom. I was like, yeah, Sabrina dropped me off this. She's like, oh, okay, that's nice of her. Yeah. You know, like, it's not like, you know, bad vibes or none of that. Yeah. So, and she just be chilling. So it's not like she, you know, be trying to, don't be, because I know there's some families out there that be
absolutely
be like, don't talk to your dad's girlfriend, this, that. It's not even none of that. Right. And she, you know, my mom knows, like, you know, my mom's like a real Christian background and stuff like that. So she believes in, you know, keeping like togetherness and stuff like that. So,
which is super important, and also something that I myself like fully believe in. Like, family is everything. And I would never be someone to be like cause any disruption in a family, especially in a tight unit. If anything, I would want you guys to get tighter. You know what I mean? And like, and just accept me wherever I fit in, fine. But like, as long as nothing goes wrong with you guys, I'm straight. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I like watching your dad be a dad.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. Especially like when, you know, there's been a few times where he'll just be like, these kids, they don't want to see me. And I'm like, oh, you.
I know he be feeling like
Oh,
that.
you know what? Let's go move on to that. Where you at? What's up?
What
Come
you mean?
around.
Oh.
Just pull up. Pull up randomly. Just a 5-minute, hey, Dad. I'm putting you out there. I'm calling you out.
Call me out.
Just, you know, just stop by the house. Come eat. Or do it. 5 minutes. Grab a plate, eat, leave. That's all we ask for.
mean, it's just hard right now just because I don't have my car.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just, because I just go, I be at home and I walk to work.
Oh, okay.
And then if I had my car, you know, when I did even have my car, though, I wasn't pulling up like that, though.
Right.
But, you know.
Yeah.
But
Let's
then
not act
after
like.
After Hawaii, though, I was trying to, and I ended up getting my car away, and it was like, okay. But I've been over there a couple more times, you know.
To take care of the cats. Your brothers. Your new.
Oh, yeah. They getting big.
Oh, they're so big now.
Okay.
You got to see them now. They're like.
I walked in there to go get the TV, and I'm like, oh, snap.
They're long.
Yeah, they long.
And they're becoming like real cats. One thing I do appreciate about them is that when you walk into the house, they don't hide. They actually come to the door.
Yeah, they come
like
and
dogs.
greet you at the door.
They like greet you. And some people, you walk into their house and you don't even know if they have cats.
Yeah.
Like, I hope it never becomes that, because I like that they're like, hey, who are you?
I mean, they be all up in your face.
They're
too.
not guard cats, that's for sure. They'll drop to their back, and if you try to rob us, they'll be like, okay, but just pet me and feed me and give me water, and then you can take whatever you want in the house.
Maybe Midnight might be a guard cat, though.
Midnight is just nosy.
He is nosy.
He is just nosy.
He'll follow you around the whole house.
I was trying to clean the litter yesterday, and he was in the toilet. Like, because the litter we have is flushable. And he was on the toilet watching me put the litter in there. And then when I flushed it, he was like, and I was like, don't touch the water. Because he's walking around there. I don't want him touching toilet water. It's bad enough that his paws are in the litter and he's walking around. And then he was always trying to grab my face.
Oh, he grabbed my face too.
Dapper bit my nose. Now let me tell you something about my cats. They like to eat each other's butts. I hate it.
Midnight does it now?
It is disgusting. Midnight doesn't do it as much as Dapper, though.
Dapper does do it a lot, though.
And out of nowhere, I'm like just hanging out, like, oh, Dapper, you're so cute. And he like nibbled on my nose for a second. I was like, no. It was like slow motion because I was like, booty mouth.
Oh, he likes doing that.
I broke out in the one spot that he nibbled on, and the pimple was so big. I was like, this is a butt pimple right here. Like, this is
that's that mouth like give you pink eye.
Yes, he gave me booty juice pimple. It was disgusting.
He does that though. Like, he'll try to nibble on, like, you know how he does exactly what he does to Dapper. He'll try to do it on your nose and stuff.
Right. All right, I'm gonna get to some of the questions. Somebody said, does Cerain think there was age difference between Sabrina and Tony when you first met her? That was a really weirdly worded sentence. But did you think that I was way younger? Because a lot of people seem to think that I'm way younger than your dad. People think I'm in my 20s, and I'm like, thanks, guys.
I don't know. To be honest, I didn't really think about that because I'm 17. You know what I mean? So I'm like, obviously, I know she.
Right, I'm of age.
Yeah, so I was even thinking like that.
Your dad is from the hip hop era, from the 80s and 90s, so why wouldn't he be supporting his own son? He does.
He does support me. Like, it's just he really hard on music. Like, if you really look at the taste of music he's really into, he really is like.
He likes everything. I appreciate his
music. And it's just this, like, he's not really into more of the newer rappers because, you know, they like mumble rapping and stuff like that. He's not into that.
Right.
And
which, makes sense.
Yeah, so, and like, and he's always telling me too, like, about like, you know, certain things to say as far as you got to make sure like, you know, people understand what you're talking about. Like even like back when we was listening to Tupac in the car, you could hear what he's saying.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I wouldn't try to say I try to make my music like Tupac, but it's just a different feeling when you can actually really understand
Right.
what the person is saying, not really guessing and stuff like that. Even though going on the lyrics and finding out what someone says is cool, but for like your first time hearing something and you actually hearing and you could vibe with it, then it's a good feeling.
I remember there's this one Young Thug song. It was like a popular song, and I remember I finally learned the lyrics.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I know. and when I finally learned the lyrics, I actually heard them, and I was like, oh, I heard it with different, which is funny because I was raised, I'm not saying like my parents raised me, but as a teenager, I was really into like punk music and like hardcore, like rock, screaming music. And I understood it.
That's crazy.
Which is so funny that I'm now listening to rap and I'm like, what are they saying? What are they talking about? And it's just, it's mad funny that like my ear can pick up rock and roll, screaming craziness, but like Young Thug, I'm like, what? He's what?
Oh, man, I remember when that song was popping.
Oh, it was. You couldn't get away from that song. Lifestyle, that was it.
Yeah, it was Lifestyle.
That's the only part I understood. Lifestyle. I'm like, okay, sure, sir. Anything you say.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I had so much to say. I feel like we covered a lot though.
Low key.
It was a good.
Oh man.
It was really good. Is there anything that you would want to just put out there or say, or any questions you even have for me, or anything? The floor is yours.
First, I do want to say, though, that my dad does support my music. Because I've had a talk with him about, like, hey, man, I don't think he really mess with my music like that. He do. He's really hard on music. Like, if it's not good, he going to tell me it's not good.
That's facts. One thing about Tony, he does not lie. I talk about this all the time. Everyone who knows this knows that Tony is very honest. And that honesty doesn't stop with his kids. Yeah. Like, he doesn't sugarcoat for them. I feel like it makes you guys better humans if he tells you the truth. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we try to like soften the blow for kids. I mean, I don't have any, but like even for other people's kids, I will be like, no, it's okay. Your painting is great. But like Tony will be like, it's all right. It's okay. You could have done better. You could have colored in the lines, but no, he's not that mean. But
he's gonna keep it real though.
Yeah, he will keep it real. I greatly appreciate that about your father.
He used to tell me after football games like the stuff I'll be doing wrong and stuff. He'd be like, I could tell if you about to get the ball or not because my whole stance changes and stuff like that. And this is before high school. This is like Pop Warner and stuff like that. Oh. And so, but like, cause we'll be driving back from a game and stuff, and he'll be critiquing me and stuff like that, talking about. Or he'll be talking about just a game in general. And then he'll be saying, like, stuff I need to work on. Or, like, even if I'm on defense about to tackle somebody, I'm shying away from contact, he's going to say something about it.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I want to start some beef. Out of the squad. You know the squad, right? Uh-huh. Who would be your go-to taboo partner? We are big on game night. This is why I'm asking. This is going to start some beef. I was going to ask who's your favorite comedian out of all of them, but that's too much beef.
My go-to?
Who would be your go-to?
Dang.
Like somebody you about to rack up points with. Besides your dad. You can't be your dad.
I would have to say Keon Poley.
Okay. Keon's good.
Yeah, he is good.
Keon's a game night master.
And I'm coming for Keenan's head. Keenan, Keenan's just he's not a bad teammate, but he'll yell at you though. He'll yell at you.
Keenan has a lot of. He's funny. he goes into full. Oh, come on!
I got videos on my phone of him going crazy.
That's funny. And then DC's just chilling, laughing.
DC's funny. Everybody's too funny.
They're all really funny.
Yeah.
I'm actually working on a script for them right now because I want them to have a show, and so I can't wait to like finally finish it.
That whole group is.
They're funny,
mm-hmm.
and what's dope, what I love so much about them, is that they have a completely different swagger than what you usually see. Like the reason I'm writing a script for them
mm-hmm.
is because we don't see enough black men with their personalities.
Mm-hmm.
We see the players and we see the I need to get money and I need to get women and I need this, that, and
mm-hmm.
the third. But
mm-hmm.
they are like completely different. And they're all different from each other.
Yeah.
And they're just all different than what we see regularly on TV. Because,
Yeah.
you know, you have Chaz. He's, you know, nerdy and he wears funny outfits. And
with his little Detroit hat and whatnot.
with his like bulky space boot sneakers. And he's just, we love you, but change your outfits. And then we have Keon, the ex-jock turned dad, constantly
Keon.
with his kids.
I remember Keon posted a video of him like working on his backyard, and he had like I forgot what it was called. The big drill,
the jackhammer.
and I started dying laughing.
I remember that.
I came back. We had a game night at his house. I'm looking in the backyard, seeing the whole backyard like done up, and I'm like, just the work that he was putting in for it had me weak. And he be telling me too. He's like, this is all no weights. And he's all talking about his workouts and stuff.
Yeah, Keon's about that life.
Yeah,
and then we have Keenan.
Cerain Baker.
Keenan's just Keenan. You just have to know Keenan.
Keenan be turning up.
Yeah, Keenan can go from 0 to 100 so quick. So quick. And if you don't know what we're talking about, watch Animation Podcast. Yes, I just plugged y'all in. That's a podcast with Keenan, Brennan, Rob. Who else is that? It? Oh, and a guest. Tony was on it last time. So yeah, Keenan can go from 0 to 100 so quick. You guys, I'm sure you guys know how Tony is. B. Lou is always missing in action.
He is.
Always missing in action, but he's a good time when he's around.
B. Lou. I see B. Lou as like my friend though, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, he kind of act like when, because we used to live with him for a little bit, and when he was at the crib, there's a time and period where like Atlanta was making all the new little dance waves and stuff like that.
Right.
And so he's from Atlanta, so he's over here doing all the dances with me. So he was really getting turned in the house and stuff like that. So when I see him, it's like, oh snap! Like I see him as like my actual, someone like my homies that I hang out with, like my friends. That's how I see him and stuff.
Yeah, B-Lou is good energy. He's dope, and I like when he comes around. He doesn't come around often, but one time we had a game night. He just randomly popped up with the baby. And I'm like, yes, B-Lou. And that baby is adorable. She's chunky.
She is chunky, little chunky monkey.
Little chunky legs. I like her. And then there's DC. DC's always chill. DC's fun to watch on stage.
I got a funny story about DC.
Please tell me.
We used to do like Taco Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to go to this taco spot in North Hollywood. I think it was called Tacos Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And it's next to, for people who watching it, it's next to Bangin' Buns. That's where the spot was at. And we would go in there every Tuesday and go in there a whole bunch of people. And so they used to have like taco eating competitions. I forgot exactly how many DC ate, but he was so done after. People talk about he getting carried out on a stretcher. He shut down so bad. People asking him, did he even make it to the crib?
That's mad
had
funny.
Me laughing because DC, like he kind of got that face where it's like, when you could see when he's done. So like after he was super full, he just really looked like he was just really like about to tap out. And I'm like, yo. And it was extremely funny because everybody in there is comedians. So
oh yeah.
So I just started. And that's one of the times I remember at that spot.
That's one thing that's interesting because before moving out here and before dating Tony, like my friends were funny, like back home in New York, everybody's funny. Everybody's cracking jokes. It's constantly roasting each other. Like I grew up with thick skin and also had to be very witty because I always had to have a comeback because, you know, people be like, oh, you big ass forehead. I'm like, oh, well, your mom, like, or whatever. Like, you know, always have like, always had to have something locked and loaded. And I was just so used to like constantly being the silly one. I was always a silly one in out of all my friends in New York. And I was like, it was very hard for me to get serious unless I really needed to. Even then I'd crack a joke just to like, because I hated tense situations.
Oh yeah.
But now that I'm here and I'm around your dad and all his friends and it's all comedians, I'm just like, oh, y'all got this. Like, I don't ever have to worry. And what I like is I don't have to be uncomfortable or feel uncomfortable about making light of a difficult situation.
Yeah.
Because sometimes my humor is dark and I'm like, I don't want to be sad. Like,
I mean,
when my uncle recently passed away, and instead of being sad about it, I was just cracking jokes like, oh, his ghost is probably somewhere lingering, just watching. Just watching people. Sometimes I crack like, oh, he's in this room right now. But yeah, so it's nice to be surrounded by comedians, and I always hear stories about Tacos Mexico. Y'all must have went there a lot.
We went there a lot. It was like it became like a ritual type. Like,
yeah.
And you know, my dad was real dedicated on them tacos. So when people didn't show up, he texted them, "Oh, so you ain't showing up today?" You know, all them people scared. He'll pick me up right after football practice. Then we'll go straight over there. They were good though. I miss that spot.
How do you feel about your dad being borderline vegan now?
I just don't like when I walk into y'all's fridge and there ain't nothing in there for me to. I mean, I could eat the stuff, but it's not the stuff that I would regularly eat. Or like I used to open up his fridge and it used to just be nothing but green. Like you open it up, the fridge light is green. I'm like,
right.
Dang.
I will say when I first got there, his fridge was empty. It just had smoothie making stuff. That's it. If whatever he needed to make a smoothie, that's what was in there.
That's exactly.
That's it. But now, like, I'm like.
Now you be in there cooking though.
Oh, I cook heavy. I cook all the time. My bad. We'll try to stuff it with more.
I mean, I don't be tripping.
Is that why you don't come over?
Nah.
Is that why you be abandoning your dad? He be on my shoulder. I'm like, it's okay. They still love you.
Dang, it be real like.
No.
Oh, I was about to say, I didn't know none of that was going on.
Borderline, he really does miss you guys. And when you guys do come around, his energy does change. And it's almost like he was on empty. You guys come around and fill him up with joy. And then his whole mood and everything about him it's not like, if you guys don't come around, he becomes like abusive and starts breaking things and starts choking the cats or anything. But I'm just saying, like, you see his aura is just different, like everything about him. So like he does, when he misses you guys, like he really misses y'all. You know
I
what
was
I mean?
trying to hang out with him last Thursday when I was off of work. I forgot what happened. Oh, I was supposed to go to the studio and then things just didn't work out as planned. But I be trying now. I be actually, now that I'm working and stuff like that, knowing I'm not going to be able to really hang out like that, then that's when I really try to. But like, I mean, they could give me less hours, but I'm on that money. I'm married to the money right now. So
right. No, I get it. I'm not even tripping. I mean, you could even come over after work one day, just sleep over, chill.
And then leave the next day.
He would even appreciate that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm over here trying to like force you to be
around. I'll be down to go over there. Like when I go, I don't be tripping.
Right.
It's just sometimes like, my friends will call me, oh, let's go do this.
Oh, yeah,
and then I'll just be out and about already.
Right. Yeah. I always try to tell him like, oh, did you see, can you check if Cerain can come or whatever. Like these game nights, even though you had to work, I was like, just ask him anyways. Let's see what we doing. And he's like, oh yeah. And
the game nights, so I love them game nights.
Game nights. I'm trying to have another one. I don't know when. You know what I really want to do, and tell me if this is a good idea. I want to rent out a really big Airbnb, kind of like a mansion, and have a manhunt night, aka hide and seek, adult hide and seek.
You should do a little haunted version.
I mean, I could do it in October.
That's crazy.
But like, and then have all the lights off, and nobody's going to be familiar with this place because it's an Airbnb, and then invite like, I don't know, like 10 to 15 people, and just have like crazy hide and seek night.
What? So it's like what? People come in the house and then like, how would you have it set up?
So we can do it in teams. We have like 4 seekers and the rest are hiders. And then we just all have to find, and whoever's last to like the last one hiding wins that round. You know what I mean? And then the first 4 that are found are the seekers.
Oh,
I'll come up with it. I'll come up with it.
Have to do a little challenge.
Yeah, it'd be.
That'd be pretty. I want to do an escape room again.
Oh,
I only did one.
I never done one.
You never done an escape room?
I never done an escape room.
Hey, you would like it.
I did. Well, I did a virtual reality one, but that doesn't count. It was silly. But yes, all right. So let's plan a escape room night.
I'm down for escape room because I've been to the one we went to. Was like more of like an Egyptian, and it's like got like the tombs in certain rooms and stuff. You gotta read the I don't know how to say it, but hieroglyphics and stuff like that.
Hieroglyphics. Why can't I say it for a second?
And like you gotta like match up certain stuff. The time is ticking, and then I think you only have like 3 clues. And so, have you seen Escape Room the movie?
Yes.
That movie was good. I liked it.
It was a very like intense, edge of your seat. Like, how are they gonna get out of this?
Yeah, and it's pretty accurate. Like how tough some situations be.
Well, then we gotta do that.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
I'm down for that.
They got one right next to the Chick-fil-A in Hollywood.
Oh, really?
It's literally down the street.
There's actually one not far from the Whole Foods on Olive. It's like hidden. But I see
next to my house?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It says escape room, and I see it all the time. And I'm
really?
like, oh, there's an escape room there. And I always point it out to your dad, and he's like, there's an escape room there? Like, it's a brand new discovery every time.
Oh, snap. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't got no more questions. That's how we're going to end it, very awkwardly. Yeah, so...
Unless somebody puts one more question.
Oh, yeah, anybody else? Let me see. Oh, who's your favorite rapper? And that is Tony's son. Of all time. Of all time?
Dang.
As a matter of fact, I like this question.
I would have to say Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, okay.
And then my second for like, I don't know, I've been listening to Gunna a lot. You know who Gunna is?
I know of Gunna. I've heard of Gunna, but I don't.
You gotta tap in with
Okay.
Gunna.
I'll
is such a vibe.
I'll check Gunna out.
He's good.
Cam, you know Gunna?
What?
Yeah, me too.
I need everybody to listen. Gunna, Pedestrian by Gunna.
Pedestrian. Okay.
That's my favorite song. Last
question. What do you think about older rappers? It says, what do you think about older rappers hating on some of the new generation of rappers? But I don't want to hear about the hating part. What do you think about what your dad listens to? Pretty much like the old school hip hop. Wu-Tang. What do you think about Wu-Tang?
Nah, I don't really be tripping off of, you know what I mean? Like when he plays like old songs and I like it, I'm like, what song is this? Or like he'll play some Ghostface songs. I remember he played a Ghostface song and I was like,
Ghostface is dope.
I'm like, who is this? And he's over here tapping me in with him. I forgot the name of the song, but the song really caught my attention. But I don't be tripping like that. Right. And like, but they all still be talking about like real stuff. Like you understand what they're saying. Right. And then the way their like flows is and stuff like that is crazy to me.
Yeah. And it's real life stuff. It's not just
they not
clubs
just
and money and stuff like that.
They really rapping.
All right, y'all. So this has been another episode of Life's a Joke. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I appreciate you for coming.
Of course.
They're going to probably ask for you to come back.
I would be down to come back, to be honest.
You're going to have to wake up early again.
I mean, today wasn't really that bad. I was just over-exaggerating.
Well, no, you did have a late night in the studio.
I did, though.
Yeah, so it's understandable. And I had a late night, too, because I saw It last night, and then I went to the gym right after for like 2 hours, and then I didn't go to sleep until 3-something, 4 o'clock.
I want to see It. Remember that little, on the corner they had on Hollywood, that little It thing?
Your dad took me.
Oh, y'all went?
He took me the other day. It was really sweet of him. It's for your dad to take me somewhere out of that he's not getting paid to go to. I was like, if it's not work related, I was like, you love me. But it was cool. It prepared me for what was to come in the movie. It was cool. It wasn't scary, but it was cool. Cam, do you know what I'm talking about? They have like this it experience. Yeah.
Was there clowns and stuff walking around?
There was one clown. It was when it finally popped out in the end. He was like, "You'll float too," and I'm like, "Okay, great, that's exciting, very well." But yes, I'm gonna have all his info down below. Check out his music. Follow him on Instagram, and just reach out, talk to him. You talk back to people
All the time.
Okay.
I mean, if they talking about
something that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. If it ain't about money, don't hit him up. AK, that's what he means.
Nah, some people like I got a friend who like he was following my dad, and then my dad like reposted something about like the first song I done with my friend. Then he hit me up and he was just talking to me, whatever. I was like, you know what, this dude cool.
Mm-hmm.
So then he came to San Diego, came out here for a little bit, and then we went to a party. Like we was all,
Okay.
and so I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Like I'm like, I ain't never met this man until he came out here, but I was like, I felt like I already knew who this dude was, and he knew my friends too, cause I'm like, this dude KP tripping, all that.
Right.
So now he friends with all my friends and stuff like that. He in the military though right now, so he be,
What's his name?
serving the country. His name's Kieran. I don't know how to say. It's like Kieran, something like that.
Kieran, something like that. Shout out to you for being a good stranger on the internet.
I just call him KP though. I call him KP.
All right, KP. We appreciate you for not, being a weirdo on the internet and just being friends, because that could have ended weird.
Now he's a party promoter.
Oh, well.
Now he's building a whole little team. So
right.
So we got
even in the military.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the military, they just there, like do whatever they do, and then they get weekends off and stuff.
Oh, that's true. All right, y'all. And then call in. I keep saying this. Call in on my Periscope. I know it's a lot for you to watch, and I usually like when you guys call in towards the end of the episode, but you guys are gone by the end of the episode. So thanks for nothing. Love you guys. Bye.